All right. Now let us begin with the metta. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere. Neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As a mother would risk her own life to protect her only child, even so towards all living beings, one should cultivate a boundless heart. One should cultivate for all the world a heart of boundless loving friendliness, above, below, and all around, unobstructed, without hate or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever awake. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely dwelling here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision. Removing desires for sensual pleasures, one comes never again to birth in the womb. I stop giving basic instructions at the beginning of each session, and then I got a request from somebody, since they are new and new to this series, although they have been meditating for a long time, they wanted to hear these instructions again and again for them to settle their mind on the practice. Therefore, I like to repeat the same instructions that I have been giving from the beginning of this series. Now at this time, since we have started with metta, keeping metta in mind, we breathe in and out, noticing expanding and contracting of our lungs area as we breathe in and out. And then as breath goes in when we breathe in, and it goes out through the nostrils. Once the mind notice this repetition of rising and falling and rising and falling, the body relaxes, the mind relaxes, and the breath relaxes. When all these are relaxed, our metta feeling settles in our mind. At this stage we don't verbalize, conceptualize metta, but feel metta feeling. With this feeling, our resentment fades away, and we continue to pay attention to our breath like this. Then our greed fades away because we let go of whatever arises without trying to hold on to them, because that is happening very naturally. When it happens naturally, we don't build up tension by trying to hold on to them. So we let it go. Then our desire or greed fades away. And also after that we feel our mind becomes free from restlessness and worry, because we see the truth and reality, seeing the truth of rising and falling. There is nothing to hold on to anything. And then restlessness and worry also fades away. Then mind becomes more active. Then sleepiness and drowsiness fade away. Seeing all these benefits, whatever doubt we have in our mind with regard to the practice, with regard to these teachings of the Buddha, all the doubts about the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha that practice together, following Buddha's instructions, that doubt fades away. Once they are out of our way, mind becomes more relaxed, full of joy. When joy arises, again body and mind relaxes. That is what happens when we saw in our Bojjhanga explanation, when energy arises and then joy factor of enlightenment arises. Similarly, that is how it happens even here. When joy arises, that makes the mind and body more calm and relaxed. That is what is called tranquility. In Bojjhanga it is called passaddhi, arises. When it arises, naturally we gain concentration. You can see even in Bojjhanga, after passaddhi, we have concentration. All these happen in our practice. They are not there as theories. We can see them happening in our practice. So when we gain concentration, real concentration, right concentration, in that concentrated state of mind, we can see the subtlest changes taking place in our body, feelings, perceptions, thoughts and consciousness. That also 100% true. They all change every fraction of a second. They rise and fall. As we breathe in, lungs gets oxygen that goes to that purifies the blood. That blood goes to the heart. It pumps this oxygen-rich blood to all over the body, making every tiny little cell rejuvenated, revitalized, and then as they lose their the deprived blood returns to the heart pumps to lungs purifies and send back to heart, and this system is going on all the time. Even though we don't see that happening with our eyes, we feel, we know that is what is happening. Things are inside changing. They all are impermanent. When the mind is deeply concentrated, the concentrated mind sees these physical changes, and the mental changes are taking place much faster, like contact, feeling, perceptions, thought and attention, consciousness. These are all mental factors. they too change. So we are simply a bunch of changing entities, and that we can see there will not be a moment of rest of any of them. They all are not fixed. All of them are moving like incredible machine. They are changing and changing and changing. This we see, we understand, we feel. With this, let us continue our practice for the rest of this time. dukkha patta cha nidukkha, bhaya patta cha nibhaya, soka patta cha nisoka, hontu sabbe pipanino. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. With this metta thought in mind, let us focus our mind on the Bojjhanga or factors of enlightenment talk. Today I want to talk on tranquility and concentration together, perhaps even part of equanimity, because day after tomorrow will be the last talk. I want to end Bojjhanga section by giving a talk on Bojjhanga and this whole series of talks. So this is the last week of our class for this year, and therefore this is the last talk would be on Sunday. No, Saturday. Yeah. Sunday we have a retreat. There also I plan to talk. Today we talk about tranquility, or that is a factor of enlightenment. This tranquility is not deliberately, forcefully created, but it naturally happens when the previous factors work very smoothly, clearly, powerfully. Then this factor arises naturally. That is the nature of Dhamma. This feeling of is a feeling of satisfaction. It leads you to feel an even deeper calm. You know you have understood something significant, very significant. You feel comfortable and settled deeply at peace. When enlightened practice of joy is developed and perfected, the factor of tranquility arises very naturally. Tranquility is a mental state in which the mind and body are calm, relaxed, and peaceful. There is no part of you that is not steady, still, and tranquil. Desire, grief, and delusion have disappeared. You feel satisfied, safe, and secure. You do not feel like moving the body, nor do you feel thirsty, hungry, tired, bored, or lazy. Everything is serene and perfect. Although we have not yet achieved the final goal, our practice for the moment, we enjoy profound peace and happiness. Now for this practice, this tranquility factor has nutriments. This nutriment is also arising from our own practice. It is very strange, very interesting thing. Nutriment arises from the practice. The nutriment for tranquility doesn't come from outside. And Buddha said, what bhikkhus is the nutriment for the arising of unarisen enlightenment factor of tranquility and for the fulfillment by development of the arisen enlightenment factor of tranquility? Buddha asked this question. Then he answered the question. There are bhikkhus tranquility of body and tranquility of mind. They are called kaya passaddhi, chitta passaddhi. This kaya passaddhi, chitta passaddhi. Meaning, when breath becomes calm and relaxed, it naturally makes the body relax, make the body tranquil. We say in Anapanasati section, we say calming the body or relaxing the body, Passambhayang kaya sankharang asasisami sikkati. Tranquilling the body we breathe in and breathe out. We don't do deliberately anything to calm the body. We don't say, let me calm my body, let me calm my breath and so forth. We do not say that. In fact, if we say that, then we will not gain calmness. Then we will not make the body relaxed and tranquil. So without using such wording, verbalizing, we simply pay total undivided attention until the breath and attention joins and function as one unit. Then the body becomes very calm and relaxed. Then chitta passaddhi, chitta sankhara. Chitta sankhara are sanya vedana, perceptions and feelings. Perceptions and feeling also becomes very calm, relaxed and peaceful if we do not use verbalizing words. We let that happen very naturally. Then the feeling and perceptions also subside. Now when both feeling and perception subside and the breath is calm, we have kaya passaddhi, bodily tranquility and the mental tranquility. Kaya passaddhi, chitta passaddhi. So this tranquility becomes the food or nourishment for our as enlightenment factor for further tranquility. Then it turns into a factor of enlightenment. So enlightenment does not come from anything else, but within our own calming, relaxing, peaceful, tranquil state of body and mind, the enlightenment factor develops naturally. When it develops, and then frequently giving careful attention, that is called mindful reflection, yoniso manasikara. So we see the yoni here means the origin. We saw the origin of tranquility. Origin of tranquility is breath relaxing body, breath body relaxing feelings, and seeing this happening in all these cases without using words or getting agitated or excited, simply being aware of it and be mindful. Here mindful also is experiencing, noticing what is happening. Even here you will see things are very naturally, slowly leading, moving, changing to another deeper, subtler states. And then we frequently repeat that again and again, keeping in mind these experiences, our own personal experiences. Then giving frequent attention, mindful attention, and developing them. That frequent mindful attention to this itself is nourishment. It is very interesting. The mind and body creates tranquility, and that tranquility, if we keep paying attention to it in a skillful way, mindful way, then that becomes a nutriment for the further development of tranquility in the body and mind. That is a wonderful state, and then this becomes enlightenment factor of tranquility and the fulfillment of by development of the arisen enlightenment factor of tranquility. So by repeating we fulfill, and it becomes stronger and stronger. And then that is a very beautiful, wonderful state of mind and body. When these two things work together in harmony, in unison, in tranquility, then next fact of enlightenment naturally arises. What is the next fact of enlightenment? That is called concentration. Concentration. Now, even when we gain concentration, we have to remain calm without getting excited, without saying, I am in first jhana, I am in second jhana, I am in third jhana, and so forth. Without prematurely or naively naming your attainment, you simply stay calm as a very grown-up, matured meditator. You stay in that state, so you gain concentration. So from this peaceful, true concentration arises. You are no longer wandering or striving or excited in any way in anything. Your mind gathers together, collect together, center on one point. At this point, your concentration has the strength of the jhanic level. You may not have attained jhana, and yet, as a factor of enlightenment, the mind remains very sharp, clear, peaceful, concentrated, and then at that time your mind is in a very balanced state. Sometimes at that level you see the selfless nature of body, feeling, perceptions, thought and consciousness. Selfless nature. Why? Because they are changing and changing and changing and changing incessantly. They change. And then perhaps that notion of self will vanish from your mind at that moment. And it is possible for someone to attain even the stream entry path. That is, that time, then he continues the practice with the concentration, so that person's concentration becomes supramundane concentration. Why? Because the fact of enlightenment factor joined with concentration and seeing selflessness, in order to enter the stream entry path, you have to overcome at least one of the 3 or 10 fetters. Most powerful is the notion of self. You may overcome that. At that time you don't ask anybody to guide you to attain the stream entry. The guidance will come from within yourself, and you will see perfectly clearly in your body, feeling and so on. There is no anything permanent. So you can even attain the stream entry path with this jhanic quality. This is the Noble Eightfold Path. In the Noble Eightfold Path, you see the Venerable Sariputta, I mentioned it earlier. Venerable Sariputta said Sota means this very same Noble Eightfold Path is called Sota. One who enters that is called Sotapanna. So this is how, through the practice of Bojjhanga, one can attain the stream entry path. So, in this state of joy and tranquility, concentration becomes noticeably stronger and more focused. In earlier stages of mindfulness meditation, your concentration is unsteady. Moment of clear focus alternate with
internal dialogue.
Yeah, moment of clear focus alternate with the moments in which we are aware of our internal dialogues and of sound, smell and other sense impressions. So, increasingly these distractions fade away, and we will go to the background, and they will no longer be in our mind. And we are able to concentrate exclusively on the breath or other object of longer and longer periods. Now, since we use the breath as our practice of meditation, when we gain concentration, the breath, tranquility, changing, time, all these segments work together. Time also, moments as time, and factors like our attention, mindfulness, concentration, tranquility, all these work together in unison, in concentration. And then all our negative things fade away in the face of the power or the strength of this concentration. So, not only the breath, and we can see the flow of breath, and also we can see the dependent origination at the same time. Because when certain things arises, certain things, again, for instance, when peaceful state arises, tranquility state arises, and when breath arises, and then its passing away arises, all these work together as a team, depending on their own strength. So it is a very powerful mental state. This improved ability to focus is called access concentration. That is the word, we don't find in text, but it is used by commentaries. But it makes sense, because when everything is working together, we are very close to the full concentration. It makes it is like a boundary between ordinary meditation and the jhanic state of deep concentration as we progress through the stages of jhana. Then, using concentration as a powerful tool, we focus the mind like a laser beam on the 5 aggregates. Now, concentration becomes very much like when it is focus is so powerful, it can, when we focus it deliberately on our aggregates, form, feeling, and so on, then, as I mentioned before, not one single cell in our body has, one single cell is not fixed, but it is moving, changing, almost like going through this concentration, going through subatomic particles in our body, so that we can see them changing at the inconceivable rapid speed. Very quickly they change, and that is how we don't find any permanent entity in any of these changing parts in our body. So we can see the first characteristic of existence, that is impermanent. We can see the second characteristic of existence, that is dukkha, because nothing can stay the same. They change all the time, and no desire can hold on to anything, and therefore at that moment our concentration is so powerful, we can see anytime desire arises, suffering arises. Anytime desire arises, suffering arises. So we can see the second characteristic of existence. When greed arises, depending on greed, suffering arises. That's the way how dependent origination works. When greed arises, suffering arises. When greed disappears, suffering disappears. So we can see the way how dependent origination works. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the third characteristic is selflessness, anatta. So we see anicca, dukkha, anatta in that state. So we can see constant change of everything in this state. So when we see especially these three characteristics, our understanding of the aggregates becomes very, very clear. So we recognize them as essential truths. You cannot hide it because this is your personal experience. You see this not you are not deluded, but with deep mindful and concentrated state of mind, you see what is really happening there. So what is the nutriment for the enlightenment factor of concentration? Buddha asked. What bhikkhus is the nutriment of the unarisen enlightenment factor of concentration and fulfillment by development of the arisen enlightenment factor of concentration? So the Buddha said, there are bhikkhus, the sign and serenity, the sign of non-dispersal, frequently giving careful attention to them is the nutriment to the arising of unarisen enlightenment factor of concentration and for the fulfillment by development of the arisen enlightenment factor of concentration. Serenity is the sign. Serenity. Calmness is the sign and nutriment for gaining concentration. That is why this is tranquility or samatha. The word samatha means serene, calming state of mind, and therefore it is called samatha meditation. So, but as a factor of enlightenment, the samatha practice here is joined with mindfulness. When it joins with mindfulness, it becomes enlightenment factor of concentration. As we mentioned several times, the three main factors of the Noble Eightfold Path always work together with all other wholesome mental factors. That is, one is understanding, samma ditthi. The second is mindfulness, samma sati. Third is effort, samma vayama. These three mental factors invariably, inherently exist in concentration. When we gain concentration, in addition to concentration, we also have mindfulness, we have understanding, and we have effort. So, perhaps in my next talk I try to finish the tranquility, factor of enlightenment, and the balancing factor of enlightenment, and how they balance, and what balances these factors to make it very smooth and harmonious. So I will do it on maybe next talk, next day after tomorrow. With this, I want to end this morning's session, wishing our metta wish. That is, we want to wish all those who are suffering from this, particularly COVID-19, be free from that suffering, return to normal health very quickly, and live long in good health to continue the Dhamma practice and liberate themselves from samsaric suffering. We want to send our special metta to those very compassionate, dedicated frontline workers of doctors, nurses, and all hospital staffs who are sacrificing their comfort, risking their own health to help these patients, and may they continue their wonderful, noble service without getting themselves affected by this COVID-19. May they live long in very good health. And there are many people who have contributed financially, maybe to invent a vaccine which is almost ready to inject to people. Pretty soon that will happen, and may that be successful and let people recover from this COVID-19 very soon. And there are many leaders who are taking very insightful actions to make this happen. May they continue their very wise leadership to help people and recover from this COVID-19. And other leaders who have not yet made up their decision, may they have wisdom, courage, understanding to have insight to make right decision with compassion. There are people who have lost their loved ones. They may be grieving, perhaps through the understanding of Dhamma, the truth of Dhamma. May they be able to recover from their grief and continue their Dhamma practice and liberate themselves from suffering. With this wish, I also want to thank our participants who are encouraging us to continue this practice, this series, and may you all be well, happy and peaceful. Thank you.